10 seconds.
What's up, guys? Welcome back from the View from the Dead Box. We're still keeping it up, I guess. We're gonna see how this goes. I'm here with my co-host, good host of this here,
Hello, hello.
Michael, and my beautiful nagging wife, Courtney. She's our special guest today, so we're gonna kind of see how this goes, and hopefully get her in some interesting topics, some
I think so.
sticky situations, if you will. So how's everything been, Mike? Good?
It's been good, man. I mean, back to working in the office. I was at home there for 8 weeks, 6 weeks, somewhere around there.
On the COVID vacation?
On that COVID vacation, man. No, I was working. So
half logged into Call of Duty, half work, I guess.
It'd be like that. I got all my stuff done, so it'd be like that.
So
But,
I guess what do we got going on right now in the paintball world?
we have a tournament coming up. That's for us. Like, we're gonna be playing that CPSL. So, and luckily traveling to Bayside. I say this Sunday. It won't be this Sunday for them because our episodes are about 3 weeks behind roughly.
Yeah.
So, but for us, it's this Sunday coming up. So that'll be a good time for all of us.
It's great that they're gonna set up the CPSL layout for us, considering
Absolutely.
that the MVPS just dropped its layout, and which is a very odd thing. I say odd. I kind of like it. And to my understanding, the MVPS is going to do a different layout every 2 weeks, and then maybe at the end, they're going to let them pick which one they like the most, I guess.
Yeah, that's the way I took it too. But like I said, I didn't focus too much on it because I was like, that's not probably going to be the one. To me, it was an okay layout, but not really the zipper snake everyone loves. And that was something I believe they were talking about there, but nah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't play Snake, so it's whatevs to me.
You don't play Snake?
No. That was surprising, right?
Yeah. So I guess, with us, what sucks is the MVPS actually got postponed.
Yep.
So we were looking at it as June 5th through 7th, I think. Or
it would have been the same weekend as the CPSL, I'm pretty sure.
So, it got pushed back, which sucks. And we ended up we weren't going to play the CPSL. It was a little bit further than the last one. But, I mean, shit, it's the same week as the MVPS. I don't want to say we're ready for it, but now we'll actually get a chance to play on the layout 1 week. Yep. And the event ran really well last time, just very late, very, very late. Yeah. And now they got the team cap. And I think they got the time figured out. They got the team cap figured out. And I think he said that what they were going to do was, which is a little bit different, instead of running 4 prelim matches if the event gets maxed out on teams, what they're going to do is run 3 prelim matches if it's full max teams. He said if it's less than 15, that what they're going to do is go back to the 4 and let the 4 play out. So it seems like it's the same thing. I think the worst thing to me is I guess it doesn't really matter. It's 10 minutes instead of 12, but it's a Mercy 4. And I think a Mercy 4 can stretch out so much longer than a race to 4. And I think if you're in a situation where time is a constraint, I believe that maybe a race to 4 should be implemented where if it's 3-4, it's game over. You know what I mean? Yep. You don't have to have a 4-point lead because you're basically always going to run time. You're going to run time almost every single match.
Yep,
unless you get 4-0'd into the dirt. But it's very rare that it happens. Like I said, that one team that got basically 4-0'd.
And then you start throwing the towel on your own team. So it's
especially
that was fun.
Yeah, when you're up 3-0, you throw the towel. Give the guys a point, make them feel better about themselves a little bit.
Oh yeah, everyone loved it. I think so. It was a good thing.
Yeah,
I wasn't too happy about it originally, but once it played out, I was like,
now it's funny. Yeah,
it's a good story to tell one day.
Yeah, so there we were, 3 up on a team, hanging the flag for the 4th point, and I decided that we were just gonna concede the point. Let the guys get some more reps in. They want more reps. Give them some more reps on the field. It's a blind layout for us, basically, and those guys have already had 6 weeks of practice on it. So let's give them some more reps.
Yeah, well, shout out to all those CPSL, the tournament director and the teams, because the team was happy, the opposing team was very happy, and he seemed to enjoy it too. I mean, he was just happy, I think, with all this COVID going on, that people were outside enjoying paintball. Like,
exactly.
That was what people were missing and needed. So
the other team got happy. They got to play more points.
Yep.
So I mean, everybody should be happy. You've already paid. The paint's already there. You might as well play.
Yep.
So.
Well, I think we got some questions for your wife there.
Oh,
she's
God.
I would say she's new to paintball, but she's
I have questions for her every day.
Oh, I'm sure you do. I mean, you live with her, so. But I think I wouldn't say Courtney's new to paintball by any means, but she's probably one of the newer players we have playing with us. I would say about right now.
Yeah, for sure.
So what's like your first thoughts on paintball? When I don't want to say when you met Wes. I mean, I'm assuming you knew about paintball beforehand, knew it was a thing, but did you know it's what it is now?
Oh, absolutely not. When we first started dating, I mean, I knew what woods ball is. You know, you go out, you play in the woods, whatever. Knew all that good stuff. But when we started dating, he's like, all right, well, let's go play paintball one weekend. I'm like, sure. Well, we meet all of you guys in Statesboro at an indoor field, all these bunkers, and I'm like, I'm watching, I'm like, well, what is going on? Because I had no idea, right? So it took me like 2 or 3 times going out there just to figure out myself, because I wasn't going to ask. I'm going to figure it out myself. But I never knew it was so competitive, and I never knew there were tournaments for it. Because if I did, I probably would have started, a long time ago. I'm just the competitive person. I like sports-wise and stuff like that. So, yeah, and I didn't start playing. I just watched for probably the first year or so that, I found out about it. And we went to events, and I helped pit for the guys. And then
and that help is like the best in the world. People really don't understand what it is like having someone
underestimate
who knows what's going on in the pit. Whether you're playing or not, being part of that team that way helps tremendously.
Yeah, and then you know what to do in between points. It's funny as it sounds. You know how to pack pods, which is hilarious. I know guys have been playing for 15 years and still can't pack a pod, which is wild to me. But it's crazy that once a player has learned and stepped in at such a high level as what we are now, they're right into the heat of battle. Like you're thrown in the fire. So not only are you playing with everybody now, but you're also, when you do pit or something, you know exactly what's going on. You know the score, you know the time, you know how it works, you know flags, penalty, everything that needs it, which is very hard typically. Besides, typically big teams don't really have players that are in the pits.
Yep.
It's usually team moms, team girlfriends who are just there wiping people down, don't know how to fill air, don't know none of that kind of stuff. So it's definitely a huge help in multiple ways, having a player there in the pits now that also, and last event she played every single point, so
well, I mean, it's good that she comes from like a competitive background. I mean, you played softball growing up all the way for a while.
Softball and basketball. I started playing when I was 3 or 4 years old. T-ball all the way up until college for 2 years. So.
Yeah, see, I knew you through the softball because my sister played softball. But I think that was, I mean, for the people that don't know, a lot of us on Georgia Extreme and with this podcast have known each other for many, many, many years. I mean, same high schools and everything, but
yeah,
we always had her through that. So what do you think, or how do you think, I guess, we could get more like females into the sport? I mean, you see wives and girlfriends, they try it, but a lot of them don't stay. I mean, you stayed, and I mean, you're playing at the same level we are now. I mean, is it something that we do as guys, or is it just not a thing?
Honestly, I got thrown in we were at practice at Combat Zone, and I got thrown in for a point. Wes it's like, why don't you go out there and try it? So, I threw on his pants and his pads and stuff, and I went out there, and I had a blast. The adrenaline rush it's amazing. I got shot out, but it's fine. I think going out there with a bunch of guys can be very intimidating, because I played with you guys, and y'all have been playing for, as long as I played softball, almost. But I mean, it can be intimidating. Going out there with a bunch of guys. I was the only girl I'm still the only girl. Joey's girlfriend did play for a little while. Now she's pregnant and she can't get out there and do all that stuff right now. But
He could have stopped that. Just kidding.
Yep. Yep.
You can prevent that one. Love you, Joey.
But I think we're a long ways away from this. But having like a women's league, would help that. You're going out there and playing with a bunch of girls that.
Which I think the NXL is trying to do that or does that.
There have been some like maybe events where they have a few teams, but it's like I said, it's a handful of teams. They can get 5 teams, which I mean, I played against Georgia Tech. This is probably 2009. They had a girl on their team, and she played every game, and she was good. I mean, just like any paintball player is good, but it's just one of those things. We, being typical guys, we were like, oh, and then she runs out and shoots people. And we're like, okay, that's what you get for slacking. And I think that goes with anything. I mean, I've seen people slack on Courtney as she stitches them up, and I'm like, well, that's what you get, dude. You should have paid attention. She's blowing people's heads off now.
Yeah.
So.
It's definitely different. I'm very surprised on how fast you came along because
absolutely.
Some of the guys that we got out there, it takes years. You got into. She started like half season through, I think.
Yeah, it's sometime in 2018, maybe.
Yeah, it wasn't really. It wasn't really playing events. Your first event was what in 2019, the SPL, right?
Year, yep.
And you took second place at that.
Yep.
But the team.
That was her, Chuck, and Brad, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. And the team that beat them, technically 3 of the line played D4 the next day, and they played D5 their very first event, which is a lot of people start out at D6. Yep. So starting in a D5 event, which is very good. But most of the guys from that roster all play on a D4 line the next day. So to lose against a team like that for your first event ever, I think is great. And then you played the next event would be in Nitro, and then you had Mr. Throws Up a lot all over the field who played like 4 points, I think.
It
was her, Levi, and Austin, right?
Yeah. So I think Levi was basically dead like 3 points in.
Yeah, I believe he went to the hospital after that and had to get fluids pumped into him.
Dehydration. Everybody jokes around and doesn't take it serious, but if you don't hydrate, and we had this talk last time.
Yes, we did.
You don't hydrate, and you can call it this Georgia heat, it will whip your ass.
You don't hydrate the day of. You got at the latest, if you're playing Saturday, at the latest you hydrate Friday. But you have got to start doing it. I mean, I start doing it the Wednesday before. I start drinking more water than normal.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I have videos of them of just like yakking and like on the field yakking like inside a trash can in the pits. I'm like, dude,
and it was
what are
only
you doing?
3 of us, so we couldn't put anyone else.
No, yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I don't think you had another event until you played with me and Johnny, and me, you, Johnny, Joey, Chuck, and Hunter actually, and we ended up winning that event. For that was your first win.
Yep.
Which is great to be
at
that level on the MVPS side.
Oh yeah, that's
for a win is great, and it's not like we had 6 people. I think we had 6, but you played a lot of the points. So it's definitely great to.
Well, that would have been that was all last year, correct?
Last season, yeah.
Well, the 3 of us, along with your brother.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, we forgot that. We took 3rd at that MVPS. That was kind of a last.
I would have been fine if Mike had his leg get messed up, from diving from about.
Well, that man throws his body to pieces. So.
God, got to be the fastest guy I know, and leaps like Superman to dive and land on the ground. And
he brings me back my loader along with his loader, and he's like, "Hey, they're not broken, but it's in pieces. I don't know how to put it together." I'm like, dude, it's good. Like, I really don't care, but like, God dang, calm down.
I think there was 2 different points in that event where he's in front of me and I see him beating his gun against the ground because he core sampled so hard that he pulled the barrel off and was beating the barrel against his leg because he couldn't get the squeegee through it and physically bruised his leg and how hard he was hitting the barrel against his leg.
That's wild.
So, yes, I'm like, dude, you have got to learn how to dive and slide and take care of your body.
Yeah, he had a day that day.
Yeah.
Yeah. We played that was a long 5-man tournament. That was 28-ish points, probably.
Yeah, because it's all race to 2 there, and it was a full event. So we played race to 2 all the way through, and had a couple threes in the semis, I think, or sorry, in the had 1 3, or 2 threes, I think.
That was a
And
solid hiccup. That was so loud.
Yes. We went to quarters, ochos, semis, and finals. So you play 4 more teams before you get in, and you're playing race of 2 all the way
And I
through.
want to say most of those went in the once we got out of prelims. I think everything went all 3 points, if my memory is correct. So I mean, it was like win, lose, win, win, and lose. I was like, gosh.
Yeah, and we're talking about mid-season MVPs in Orlando or
August or September or something like that.
Really cooking. It had to be high, like mid-90s, like 90s. It was just cooking. So it's great. So that's how you basically started. And I guess what's some of your goals now?
I would love to play more X-Ball with you guys. I've only played 1 X-Ball event. That was the last TPSL. But I would love to. I know we don't really have a position for like a pit person right now, so that's what I'm doing right now for our X-Ball line. But I would love to, work my way into a spot on the line, eventually.
Which I think we're going to rotate her in some points here at this event again as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think so far we have only 7 players, I believe. So, I mean, that's going to be 7 players, no coach, no pit. Everyone's going to be all hands on duty for this one. Unless we can
we could probably grab 1 person and maybe a pit person.
Yeah.
So that should help out. But, yeah, definitely going to rotate you in some points again. I think that's probably the best thing for you is to slowly keep feeding you in to the X-Ball style 4T4 to get you in. I think that's probably the best bet in my eyes.
Do you also think that's a good way to get we were talking about this, we kind of went off topic a little bit, but slowly introducing other girls to X-Ball, would that be another way to pull more girls in, or is X-Ball maybe too much to start out with, or?
Kind of like we talked the other episode, I think the mech might be a better way for them.
Yeah.
Slower pace.
Slower pace game, yeah. I personally would rather play X-Ball over that, but I would also starting out playing.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I mean, you weren't thrown to the wolves by any means. Everyone was very nice.
Yes.
In the beginning, but we with about a year we had to stop being so nice because it was times where it's like, hey, it's Courtney, and then she turns and shoots 3 of us, and I'm like, shit, I can't let her do that again. And then so the next thing it's like it's Courtney, and I'm like, oh, I gotta kind of shoot the crap out of her to make sure she doesn't.
No, I've had a lot of support from you guys. Everyone, has helped me out and taught me if I was doing something wrong. Like the guys that I play with have been awesome in that aspect.
But it also goes because I mean, you coming from softball and playing college, you knew how to. I don't want to say you know how to take criticism too, but you knew how to listen and learn from people that happen to just know more than you at this right now. I mean, you might know more than us eventually, but
So and it's a lot harder listening to him than it is you guys because
of course,
I don't want to listen to my husband sit here and tell me I'm doing something wrong. It's very hard, and we have gotten in plenty of arguments about it. But
I can imagine.
At a certain point, I'm like, all right, he has been playing, for a lot longer than me. I just have to sit here and take because, he obviously knows. But it's definitely been helpful. It's got me, where I'm at today. So.
Yeah, that kind of leads into one other question I have here too. You kind of did that really good for me. So this actually could go for both of you. How do you think paintball has changed each of you individually as like a person or a player? You know what I mean? Like if you hadn't found paintball, do you think you'd be different than how you are now? Do you think it changes your out of paintball life anyway?
For sure. I think being on the field with him, it makes us work together better. The chemistry on and off the field, as a couple, I think it helps. You see people like we go onto the field, we know how to communicate with each other if we're on the same side. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
I feel like having paintball, it makes me work harder. Like I go to the gym, I run, keeps me healthy. I can't say the same for him. That's, he likes all the fruit roll-ups and the gushers.
That man can eat some candy and look exactly the same.
But he has been that
Doesn't
way his whole
happen.
life, I've heard.
Yes, he has. I had showed up. I can't tell. I know you've heard this story countless times, but when I used to show up to his dad's paintball field, me and his brother could get there at, I don't know, 8:30, 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning, and there would be boxes of empty fruit roll-ups. And there's the plastic, and his dad would go, guys, pick up the field. We're like, well, it was your other son that left the freaking trash here. And he would just come on out like it was no big deal. Like he's been eating candy all night, playing video games till 5 in the morning, and he's going to go run 48 points. So it's like,
it's
I mean, you can't say anything because he runs and shoots people.
Yeah.
It's like,
drives me insane.
It works. It's great. I love it.
Something. Wish we were all like that. I mean, this guy has to take Monday off when he plays a tournament, so you get the opposite side of the spectrum.
God.
What about you, Wes? How do you think paintball's changed you?
I'm poor now.
Well,
I
that
think
goes for all of us, I think.
Yeah. Change me. I would probably be into something other competitive. Probably in the racing scene. I think I would definitely be doing something competitive. So Now that I have this sucking up all my money and time, I say time. It's typically on the weekends. If I did racing, it would be throughout the week. So
yeah,
definitely, it needs a lot of time and concentration and dedication.
Absolutely.
Hashtag 2020 committed.
That's right.
And money. I can't stress that enough. It's not a cheap sport to play.
Yeah.
I've played just about every single sport known to man that is accessible, and this is probably, besides racing, which I don't know. I guess I'm drawn to that one too. It is the most expensive sport to do.
I would agree.
You spend a bunch of money to try to beat people you don't know. It's insane. But I think once I got a taste of the competitiveness through it and getting a chance to shoot somebody in the face, I think I was like, nah, I should probably be with this. Like,
yeah,
you legally get to shoot somebody in the face as many times as you want.
Well, and you can shoot your friends too. So it's kind of like
shoot your friends, shoot your wife. It's great.
Yeah.
You can blow people's masks in half. It can happen.
Hey, that's another story that'll come up one of these days.
Several stories for blowing people's masks in half.
I know of 2 of them. I witnessed 2. I don't know how many more there are than that. But
don't wear a flex, guys. If you haven't wear a flex, I'm 2 for 2 on blowing flexes in half. So
what's wrong with flexes? My camera went real wonky.
Yeah, the flex god over here. Yeah. God, I don't know. I mean, I think I can't really imagine life now without it.
Oh, yes, I 100% agree with that too.
I mean, I don't think I can say, well, I will be doing this or I will be doing that, because I still get to kind of do a lot of the things that I was doing prior to playing. Which I say prior to playing, I've been playing since I've been like 12 or 13. So, it's been for a minute, almost 2 decades now.
Yeah, it's over half your life, really. I mean,
yeah, easily.
Because that's how mine comes up too. I mean, I played baseball, never anything more than like some travel teams and just some rec teams. But as soon as I played paintball the first time, I looked at my dad. I was like, I don't want to touch that baseball bat. I want to go shoot my friends. Like, this is fun.
You're really big into shooting in general.
Well, yeah, I am big into shooting in general.
You build your own ARs and all that kind of stuff.
So now I get to do it with the autocockers. So it kind of comes full circle. I mean, I get to combine both my hobbies into one thing. So
and which kind of goes back to the mech thing that the whole building the AR situation does kind of take a role in the building a mech gun. I feel like obviously one's a little more deadly than the other one, but they're both very intricate and you need to be very like slow, methodical when building it, because there's a billion different ways you can do it.
Oh yeah.
A million different ways you can put it together, a million different ways you can tune it. And that goes the same with, when you're talking about real pew-pews.
Yep.
So, I mean, I think with you being in that and then coming back and now being back into the mech world a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
I think it kind of go hand in hand now.
Especially that pro stock I got up behind me back there. That's that gun took too much money to get where I want it, but I'm happy with it so far.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think in the last, I'll ask you this, in the last 5 years, have you seen more girls playing the sport than you did in the previous 5 years?
That's a really hard question. I don't I don't think it's grown very much, at least that I've noticed. I mean, some of the like I said, the earliest example that I can remember of a like girl being on a tournament team, and maybe rec ball is different, but a lot of the stuff we focus on is tournament related. Was
Yeah.
a girl, she played for Georgia Tech. But I only remember seeing her at one or two of the GFOAs, and
Yeah.
then I feel like I see one or two a season, like on a team, other than Courtney, obviously. But for other teams, I feel like I see one or two. I mean, what do you have you noticed more? I mean, you might pay more attention than I do. I mean, I
Yeah,
notice some, but
I think, to be honest, I think it has grown into a little bit more of an open sport to where I don't want to say like they're accepting like they weren't accepting prior, but I do feel that now that, I mean, you get contacted by girls all the time that play. So I think that it definitely has grown a lot more than I have known it in the past 10 years. I asked for 5, but definitely 10 years ago, you were rare.
yeah.
Now, when I played in XL Dallas, there was like 2 or 3 teams that we knew of that were like there next to us that were all female
girls,
teams. Yeah, which was very unheard of. You
Oh,
had
yeah.
the Fin Cows back in the day, and the Pink Ladies and
Well,
all that kind of
didn't
stuff.
your
but
dad try to do an all-girls team at one point?
Yeah,
I remember a picture or something hearing about it. I mean, I it was a little before me, I believe, too, but I just remember seeing a picture in y'all's old pro shop with something like that.
Yeah. It just I don't think it lasted like
Yeah.
even half a season, like if that.
It was hard at that time.
Yeah, in general. I mean, like I said, I don't think the sport, and I keep hating to say accepting, wasn't very accepting to the female like side of things.
I mean, they
It was
are
a
now.
lot
I mean, we
more-
see like you see girl teams more now. Like I said, I don't remember seeing like individual players as much,
Yeah,
with the exception of a few at a GFO. I see the same ones is what it seems like to me.
Yes.
I mean, and I'm sure Courtney probably recognize seeing the same people more often. You know what I mean? Two girls look at each other and go, "Oh, hey, we're doing something that is 95% men."
Yeah.
So,
I mean, when we first started playing, or when y'all first started playing again, and I went to these events, I don't recall seeing one girl. Now, we only played at MVPS, and it was a little bit smaller than what it is, this year. But, I did think to myself, is this the guy's only sport? Like, for a little while, because I wasn't playing yet, and I had not seen a girl out there. So, for a little while, I did think that. But then he threw me out there, and I started playing, and then I actually started seeing girls out there on different teams, and it was more, one girl on a full guys team. I mean, you very rarely see more than one, unless it's a all girls team.
and I'm sure most of them come from their boyfriends or brother or something playing.
like what's the girl that plays in MVPS?
Rosie?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Isn't
That's my idol.
isn't that now? That's like Brad McCurley's wife, right?
Yeah.
I think that's who that is.
Is that who I was coaching against that one time? And I didn't have the ID on in the pits, and they were getting on to me, and I kept having to sneak out the pit.
Yeah.
That's who I thought. That's the girl I always think of.
With Palm Beach, either Reckless or Venom. One of the Palm Beach.
Reckless. I think it was Reckless.
Yeah, she played with Palm Beach Reckless. And I'm not sure if he was coaching that line or if he does something with that, but I know that is Brad McCurley's wife. I'm pretty sure. So then, I think now B Young, actually, no, it's not B Young. I think it's B Paxson. I think.
Her and Mike Paxson, I believe. I'm assuming are married.
Mike Paxson, yeah. And she runs all of the Destiny lines, I believe. She's the organizer of all that. So
I'm sure every boy had a picture of her on their wall back in the day.
Forever ago. I honestly did. It was the old the Bumblebee, the yellow Smarts Parts Bumblebee with a shocker, I think, from like 20 years ago. Yeah. I think a lot of the older pro girls that played back then have all accepted roles as either like coaches or mentors for all girl lines or running girl teams at this point. So I think that's about, I mean, besides, the Paintball Ladies, and then what's the other line? There's one more, I can't remember the name of them. Something like that. And it's the Paintball Ladies, and there's one more that is definitely down there that's an all-girls team.
Yeah.
So, but
Did you have anything, Courtney, you wanted to say? I mean, I don't know. I know you're not too fond of being on the mic this early on in this podcast. We're gonna have to bring you back though.
Yeah, you can bring me back. Maybe I'll have some more topics to bring up, more insight, It's definitely been a change, playing softball my whole life. And I did play basketball, but I was more into softball. I was a pitcher. Loved it. It's crazy the difference in the sports, right? So in softball, you have situations. If there's a, runner on first and second and it's hit to me, who am I going to? In paintball, it's completely different. Every situation is different. Every layout's different. So that was a change. In softball, when I'm pitching, I zone people out. The crowd, the other team, whatever. In paintball, that was another thing that I really had to focus on, was listening, to the guys talking to me. So that was very hard. Wes would come up to me and like, did you hear what I was saying? No, I'm not paying attention. Like I was, in my zone, focusing on, what I'm seeing.
Playing the Frank role.
Yep.
We love you. That was definitely a big change for me. Those are the two main things, definitely situationals in softball. It's typically always the same. You don't have very many changes. In paintball, completely different.
Paintball's a big giant game of chess.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Mhm. You're looking for these shots and these lanes, and if I'm here, I gotta look here, and it's different for every layout. When the layout comes out, you're practicing that for 2 or 3 weeks, or however long you get on that layout. And
1 week.
Yeah, 1 week.
Or blind layouts. Hashtag blind layouts. That's all I want.
That was a good time, though. That was definitely a good time. But yeah, that's the two. That's differences for me. Yeah.
Okay, I like it. It's a nice getting someone else's perspective. You know what I mean? I get all the dudes we play with all the time, and it's the same guys. So I hear the same things from them. So I like hearing it from.
I've heard them talk enough the last 15 years. I'm good. So I think we're gonna try this new.
I know you're so excited for this.
I know.
Oh,
and this is kind of a last minute thing. We had our first guest, and we'll bring him back sooner or later. But I think we're going to try this new rapid fire questionnaire, and we're going to try it on you first. Well, I think we're going to change a few of the questions, but these are some we kind of drummed up very last minute.
Yeah, when we say last minute, we mean 3 minutes before we started the recording.
Yeah, so some of these questions might be me, but they're going to get better with time.
Oh.
So
are you ready?
It's a rapid fire questionnaire, so you have to answer within the first 5 seconds. You can't sit around. It's like quick. So, you ready?
Who's starting?
Me.
He's starting.
All right.
Okay.
As a recent, this will be an easier question now that you've played the last couple of months like this.
Oh, God.
Mech or Electro?
Electro.
Favorite team?
Dynasty.
Favorite player?
Ryan Greenspan.
Knew that. Gold.
Oh shit.
Fangirl.
Favorite brand in the business?
Ooh, HK. I have more HK stuff than anything.
Just all over the
right?
Dynasty train to the end, to the wall.
Sponsor, baby.
Favorite teammate?
Oh, I have to say Wes.
Yeah,
sorry.
Fair enough. Fed.
Has to be sleeping on the couch. Preferred lens color in a mask?
Oh, I think I have smoke right now. Smoke.
You like smoke better?
I like the dark. Yeah.
Okay. Favorite paintball memory?
Oh, winning MVPs with him.
All right. How about when you play gloves or no gloves?
Okay, I used to not play with gloves, but I've started playing with gloves, and I love them. So gloves.
Winter or summer play?
Oh, summer for sure.
All right, last one. Your favorite piece of headgear?
My ponytail holder. Can't go without it.
Hey, that works for me.
Is that really headgear though?
I mean,
It could be for
Okay.
her. I mean, I was expecting like beanie, sandana,
Yeah,
headband,
yeah.
but
Okay, well, I will say my my bandana that Ryan Greenspan gave me.
there you go. That'll work
Yeah.
too.
I can't. He signed it.
What's the favorite one you like to play with?
My blue one. That's a signature series by Ryan Greenspan.
Oh, so yeah, hey. Shoot. I mean, I doubt he's going to hear this, but if he does,
I mean, I hope so.
this is
People
all
share
Ryan
it,
Greenspan
tag him,
episode right here.
Let him know.
I mean,
So,
you get the picture with him at every event, pretty much.
Yes.
Every
Yeah.
World Cup,
if,
anyway.
if
so.
I see him at any of the NXL events, I have to get a picture with him. But he's so great. Like, you'll see him walk by, and he's got a huge smile on his face, and you ask him to take a
he always
picture,
does.
and he always does. He's probably been asked, 100 times before, and he still stops, takes a picture, and he doesn't have it. Like, he's not mad or anything. I mean, he doesn't seem mad. He plays it off very well if he is.
I think, God dang, I got to run from this pit to that pit to
Yeah.
field one booth to this to that, and I got to make 48 other kids happy. I mean, I'm sure he does like it, but it's like,
Yeah, it's very tiring, but he does keep, a good spirit about it. So, he's actually, when I first started playing, and I was like, I couldn't get him out there to do any drills with me, I would watch YouTube videos, and a lot of YouTube videos I pulled up, it was Ryan Greenspan.
Oh, yeah, he's got a great channel.
Yes, so I watched a lot of his videos and a lot of
BKI Paintball? Is that what it is?
No, there's that one too, but I believe it's just Ryan Greenspan. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, he has.
You need to
some,
watch that. He's got a video on there. It's about 4 or 5 years old. It's called Fandango, and they took a boat.
Marcelo was talking about that.
Yes, it's really good. I watched that a couple years ago, and I rewatched it because same thing. I mean, I listened to their podcast too, and it's really good. It's just a cool
I need
story.
to go watch it. They talk about it.
What? I don't understand.
I don't know what it is.
Do you want me to tell you, or do you want to just?
No, I want to watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
She wants to watch it, so.
Sorry.
All
But
right.
I highly
You can
recommend
tell
it.
him later.
I heard them talk about it. I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah, it's really good. But
Yeah, their podcast with Ryan was really good too. So
Yeah.
I sent it to him today. I think he watched.
It was really good.
yeah, I think it was my favorite one out of all the ones they've done.
very
It was
entertaining. Very entertaining.
It'd be better if Oliver was on there for sure.
I mean,
Let's
yeah.
be honest. Yeah, if Oliver come on there and grace their presence, it would be.
That was my
much
first
better.
jersey, by the way. Wes got me a Dynasty jersey that had Oliver Ling on the back. So
Look at you.
yeah,
I don't
'cause
think
he
I have one.
He didn't want to get me Ryan Greenspan secretly. He didn't.
Dog
but
shit.
Because
I mean,
Junior and him kind of favor each other in looks, so he's worried about the competition.
yeah, Oliver Lang, basically taught Ryan everything he knows. So
Oh,
that's kind of what I'm going with.
Hey,
So,
I'll leave that for those two to figure out.
yeah.
So I think that's all I had. Did you have anything else, Wes?
No. I think that's really it. Honestly. How
Well,
about you? Any questions for us?
oh yeah.
Do you think you'd still be in the sport as heavy? I mean, like if there's events, I typically I'll screenshot it and send it to him, right? I'm like, oh, let's go play this event. And, he'll talk to the guys or whatever. But do you think if I wasn't as into the sport as I am, would you play as much as you do? Or would you be as into the sport as you are? Like without me?
It would depend on us.
Like without my support, right?
I think I would probably maybe not push as hard to play. So when our guys turn into the normal guys that just want to sit
Slobs we
back
are.
and do nothing ever, I would probably go back to that. And then if we found an event, then I'd be like, all right, let's go. You know what I mean? But,
And we drive up there with 7 dudes, no practice. Yeah, that's probably what would happen.
yeah, exactly. But now that, I feel that, I have to, push a little bit harder. I'm probably out there a lot more than I have been in recent years. So,
To have to drag him out there.
Yeah. Definitely drills. I probably haven't run drills.
Well, we don't have a choice right now,
Yeah, we don't have a
Hopkins is
field,
building
really.
That field, and we're out there practicing on a rec ball field, which is interesting, but it helps us run drills instead of play points all day. So
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Question for Mike.
Oh,
Hmm. Was there a gap in between, like, when we started coming out there to Statesboro, were you playing at that time? Were you already playing, or did you take a break?
I did take a break. I took a break from probably, I don't think I played any tournaments in 2015. That was the year I was graduating college, and I kind of, Joey, Wes's brother, wasn't playing. Can had went to Canada for about a year.
Yeah.
And when Shane left, that was like the last time I ever played at Wes's dad's. So that kind of stopped. And for a little bit, I had been driving to Statesboro every Friday night and was playing out there. But I kind of got tired.
Who? Hey, who were you playing with, dude?
I was playing with one of my good friends. I'm not going to say any names. And I got a little tired of playing with that person. So I was like, you know what, I guess I'm going to be done. And then 2016, about August, I started playing again. And then you guys were together, and I was like, well, I'm going to play in Statesboro. Let me, like, text Wes. And we kind of went out there, played with Austin, and a lot of our teammates now that had quit, or, like, new friends, really. I mean, we pulled Chuck. At least 3 people. Chuck, Frank.
I guess Frank played out there.
Yeah, I remember playing with Frank. You don't.
I probably just slapped him around. You know how Frank is.
Probably. Depends on what day you get Frank. Do you get Monday morning Frank, or do you get Saturday night Frank?
He always like, he's like, do you remember playing the Statesboro together? And I cannot remember playing with him, but he was there. And I'm always like, I just don't remember him. He probably had to turn around, and walk to the dead box, and I'd probably know exactly who he was. I just can't remember.
Poor
to be honest.
Frank.
And he played with me in the Snake. I don't even know.
Why not? The three of us rode to Statesboro together, I think, the first time, because Courtney took my truck to go get burgers, and she's the first person that I ever let drive my truck other than myself, and I'm thinking,
were you scared?
Oh, I mean, not bad. I mean, I was like, I doubt she's going to go run into anything, but I was like, fuck, that'll be my luck. Like, my first brand new truck, and she's going to back into the Sonic
first person
drive. Yeah. But
that's
good
funny.
times.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, good times.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, I think that's all I have. So.
It's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
The questionnaire wasn't bad either. I thought it was going to be worse.
We're going to think of some.
Oh, yeah, we'll make it harder for the next guest.
Questions. Definitely.
Some of our other teammates, they're wanting to get in on this, and I have a few people in mind. I got some questions that might be specific to them, but
Yeah. I think that's what I think we'll do 8, and then we'll add 2 that are specific to the person.
That'll work. So, I mean, I thank everyone for listening. That was kind of a bad way to close this out. But
we just went live, uploaded our cast today.
Yep, May 29th. So I guess we're recording. Like I said earlier, everything's about a month behind, so just kind of bear with us a little bit.
Yeah. So I think it's gonna pick up well. I think we'll do well. We're gonna keep running with it, and we're gonna start bringing a guest on maybe a little more often.
Yep.
And start rotating everybody in. I think it'll be a good time.
Yep, I do too.
Well, I appreciate everybody watching and listening.
Yep.
Hopefully, I know we just submitted to iTunes.
Yep. That hopefully within the next week, hopefully before the 4th episode goes up, you'll be able to find us there as well. The Spotify is on for sure, and I've applied for the Google Podcast and Apple. So
once that gets rolling, I think we're gonna take off here.
Absolutely.
So, you guys can start sending me your jerseys. I'll start signing for you guys. Not a big deal.
Same. You can get a moon pie signature. Well, thank you, everyone. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yep. See you guys.